between you and I think we're going to get caught. We thought we were going to get away with it. It's all fucked now. Like there's two guys, Funky Prepper and Danny Rampling. They are telling the masses out there what we've been doing with the vaccines. And I hope we have enough security to deal with it.
We need the 5x5 before we can continue. I'm just going to drop into the chat real quick. This has been ages with research here. There's so much to get over, so we are going to fly through it. I will be coming out of the chat for the majority of this live stream. If I can please ask you to share this video. Videos like this, YouTube don't really like to put out there for people to see. In fact, if you was to do YouTube searches for chemtrails, most of it is all about debunking chemtrail conspiracies. Okay, so we really need to make sure this gets out. Okay, awesome. Thank you, boys and girls, for the 5x5. That is sweet. Like I said, please share the video. It's super important. And also, if you can please remember to stay right to the end of the live stream, because I will be sharing my research into what we can do to protect ourselves from all of the crap that is being sprayed in the atmosphere. Okay, so please wait to the end, or if you're watching a replay and you can't wait, skip right to the end, and I'm going to give you a list of all of the stuff that we need to do to prepare for this. Okay, because this, what I'm going to be talking about right now, is going to be linked into what's coming from September onwards. Okay, there is so much evidence pointing towards they are going to be doing another pandemic from September onwards. It's going to be bird flu mixed with other stuff. And when you look at what they're doing, spraying the skies, it's absolutely depleting our immune system. Okay, so lack of vitamin D. So we're going to roll with this. Okay, like I said, please share and stay to the end of the live stream for all of that important info about how to protect ourselves. Like the title suggests, start preparing now. We need to start getting the stuff that we're going to need before people cotton on and there's going to be shortages. So please stay tuned. And like I said, if you can, share the video on Facebook and WhatsApp. It really helps. Hit the thumbs up because that gets it out there. Already we got 400 plus in the stream, which is awesome. So we are going to take off from where we were this morning. If you guys watched the live stream I've done this morning, we're going to link on from that, going into loads of data about viruses patented from 2005, which are sprayed in the air. I am not making up, and I can show you proof. So all of you naysayers, stick around. You're going to get yourselves educated. Right, okay. So first of all, I'm going to have to go through these and close them as I go because there is a lot to share, okay? So let's roll with what we are coming on from this morning. Right, okay. So this morning's live stream, we was talking about all of the air bases and ports in the UK. And here is a map. All you need to do is type in what's highlighted into your search engine, list of airports in the United Kingdom, really simple. And here will be a list of all of the airports and airfields. So what I've done is I've set the runway length to maximum first in priority top order, okay? Because the planes which are doing the damage need a long runway to operate from. So there's no real importance, I wouldn't have thought, of looking into the shorter airfields, okay? So straight off the bat, you can see here the airport names and the locations are down here and the length of the runways, okay? Some of them, military and Boscombe Down, I absolutely worked this establishment 2003, 2004. And yes, that is a massive runway, one of the third largest in the UK, and it's military. Bryce Norton as well. Gloucestershire, Fairford. All of these military bases with long runways. These are the ones which I suspect lots of these chemtrail planes are taking off from and using them for their operational projects to try and cool the planet, because we are being lied about the global warming. So if you really believe that global warming, well, it's man-made or natural, what do you think? Let us know in the chat. Right, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this easier. I've got pages and pages of notes. I'm going to have to cross them off as I go. Right, there is a link underneath this video, and the video is called For Dimming. If you've not seen it, there is a link right underneath this video right now, which you can click on it and it will take you straight through it. It's basically a documentary which has been very, very carefully made for people who aren't really aware, or if you are aware, you might learn something more. Okay, I've watched it and it's fascinating. It really, really is. So we're going to catch a very small glimpse at this. And as you can see, it's nearly 2 hours long. And of course, they put their stupid banners on there about climate change, United Nations, blah, blah, blah. This video is incredible. It came out 3 years ago. It's had over 200,000 views. And it's absolutely
with particulates, the effect is even more profound. Cloud seeding and dangerously slick, snow-like frozen material that contains surfactants. They're used in climate engineering, chemical ice nucleation, cloud seeding operations in order to reduce particle coagulation, i.e. to keep the climate engineering elements from sticking together and forming larger particulates that would sink faster to the planet, which would not be conducive to the winter weather warfare scenario. The cryosphere, Earth's ice deposits, are melting at a pace that is unprecedented in the geologic past. The true magnitude of the planetary meltdown has been masked by statistical falsification. The climate engineers have attempted to hide this fact from populations. In order to mask the true severity of polar meltdown from populations, the climate engineers have utilized methods of sea surface ice nucleation. The effect of these operations can easily be distinguished on satellite images. The paradox with sea surface ice nucleation is this. The climate engineers are actually putting a lid or a cap on oceans that are already too warm for natural ice nucleation to occur. In doing so, the climate engineers are, in effect, sealing the heat in the oceans, thus increasing the overall heating of the planet.
It's fascinating stuff. And I urge you guys, when you find time, to watch that. Don't forget that link is right underneath this video. It's really important that you do. And we're going to get into some of the information from their website. And that led me onto a huge rabbit hole where I learned something and I didn't know. And like I said, it was a patent which was created in 2005 with viruses in mind to be sprayed globally via airborne aerosols. Incredible. We're going to get to that, so stay tuned. Okay, now where did we go? This is just catching up from this morning. So what are we talking about then? We've all seen this sort of activity going on, not just in the UK but all around the globe. What you are seeing here are time-lapse pieces of video speeding up what is actually going on. Once you see these lines sprayed into the sky, they slowly turn into clouds, and the clouds block the sun. That is as basic and as straightforward as this can be explained. Okay. How do airplanes stop and start vapor trails coming out the back of them? The evidence by now is absolutely overwhelming. It's just incredible what's going on. Right. And if you are new here, what are we talking about? We're talking about chemtrails. All you do is you type in chemtrails images and you look through. And we are all seeing things like this in the skies, okay? Things like this. You can wake up really early on the morning around 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. and you see relatively clear skies like this. This is just the start. And as time goes on, these clouds get bigger and bigger and bigger, and they spread. See how they're dispersing like this? It's unbelievable what they are doing. This has been going on since 1990, but there have been beta projects and programs going on much prior to that, which we are going to get into. So now we are about to get into the nitty gritty. Okay, so this is the stuff which is what the thumbnail was all about. They are viruses. It's not just aluminium. We're going to get into that real shortly. Okay, so I'm going to share with you the website now. If I'd like you to use your time to go to Geoengineering Watch. Okay, it's an amazing amount of data which has been poured into this website. Okay, so when you're on the navigation page, I went to lab tests. Okay, so when I started to go down and look at all these, incidentally, these are lots of screenshots from the video which I just mentioned. Okay, when I started to see patents, that's where my eyes opened. Look at the dates, 1966. Okay, like I said, there's been a lot of beta programs and projects been going on over the years. 1987, and we're going to come down and I'm going to show you something really fascinating. Okay, aluminium oxide dust. Aluminium is, I would say, the key main bulk of the component to what they are spraying up there. All of these, like I said, are all outlined and detailed in that video, which I just talked about, called the dimming. And that link to that video is right underneath this one. Click more and you will see the video. Click onto that on YouTube and you can watch it in its entirety. It is just under 2 hours. So find yourself some time, or indeed watch it in small segments. Okay, it goes into all of the tests that they've done. They've flown into chemtrail clouds and they collected samples and they had them analyzed in laboratories, and the results are absolutely staggering. I shit you not. It's bloody shocking. Like some of these clips here, like the video of this, the dimming is unbelievable. When you can see all of the things when they've blown up, the particulates that they're spraying, you get this sort of stuff into your lungs. It's a very bad thing. So please stay to the end of the video where we're going to go over lots of things which we can do to help ourselves against this, because this is urgent. We need to start preparing, because if we don't start doing something now, we're not going to be able to breathe properly over the next couple of years. It's that simple. So allow me to go down here. Like I said, these are some of the tests that they've done when they went on that flight, and they was gathering all of the air samples. They analyzed them and they checked them. It's shocking, the results. So if I can keep coming, there is a lot. Look at this. Bees have been found packed full of aluminium. I remember someone's comment on this morning's live stream talking about the bees and the wildlife. 100% they are being affected just like us. For example, Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's has gone up fourfold in the last 5 years. Why would that be? Why would that be, considering there's a massive amount of aluminium particulates in the atmosphere trickling down to the surface, which we are breathing and ingesting with our food? So straight away, polytunnels are a good thing. Now I'm keep going down here and I come across this. The US patent 2005 for viral fibers. I clicked onto this link and we are going to go into that particular thing because I've pre-highlighted some of the points which I would like to present to you. So here we go. Right. United States Patent Application Publication, Keynote 2005. And the patent number is here. Okay, you're more than welcome to double check this for yourself if you think I'm pulling your leg, etc. I am not. Okay, this document is insane. I was reading through it this morning and most of the afternoon, and I need to get to page 16. So I'm just scrolling down. Right, here we are. I don't know if you can see this on the screen. I can try to zoom in if I can find it. Oh, great. Here it is. Cool. Some of these words are quite challenging, so please bear with me, okay? The present invention further provides a fibrous material comprising of plurality of fibers, wherein the fibers comprise one or more virus particles which retain a viral structure in the solid state. The fibrous material can further comprise non-viral blending material, including polymer blending material, including synthetic polymer blending material. The blending material can be water-soluble polymetric blending material. So what we are talking about are the key things which the virus can bond to. Excuse me. In the present invention, virus-based micro and nanofibers can be fabricated using, for example, wet spinning and electrospinning processes. The fibers demonstrate that novel biomaterials can be fabricated from a programmed organism to extend the dimension of engineered viruses into fibers useful in, for example, nucleating semiconductor nanofibers. Now, remember, semiconductor nanofibers. We're going to be talking about graphene and 5G shortly, alongside with HARP. Okay, this all makes sense when you go through the data. It's taken a long time to sift, but we can all do this. We need to find time. Or in its selectivity, binding a variety of different types of desired materials. Additionally, in one embodiment, uniform nanofibers can be fabricated by blending nanomaterial conjunctured M13 virus with a water-soluble synthetic polymer, PVP, to provide useful biological functions and highly sensitive catalytic functions. The invention can be used for biomedical applications and biosensors. This, in a minute, is going to get quite fascinating when we understand what happened in 2020. In addition, one skilled in the art can also refer to the following patent literature for a selection of the virus, genetic engineering methods, and for materials to be used with genetically engineered viruses, phage display libraries, and experimental methods. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Foot section 0054. In general, a virus particle has a native structure wherein the peptide and nucleic acid portions of the virus are arranged in a particular arrangements, which is sought to be preserved when it's spun into a fiber form. The virus and/or nucleic acids can be replaced after being fabricated into a fiber form. If during fiber formation, viral is effectively lost, information may still be stored, programmed, propagated, and addressable through proteins and engineered nucleic acids, including DNA oligomers in viral fiber. DNA. Examples of general types of Conduit materials includes inorganic, organic, particulate, nanoparticulate, small molecules, single crystalline, polycrystalline, amorphous, metallic, magnetic, semiconductor, polymer, functional polymer, conducting, polymetric, light emitting, phosphorescent, organic, magnet, protein, peptide, nucleic acid, DNA and RNA. Let that sink in. DNA and RNA, drugs, enzymes, and fluorescent materials. So when you consider what happened in 2020, when that DNA RNA experiment was put out there, we now find that back in 2005, a patent was already agreed and tested and proved and now calibrated to be a plausible system which can be used in the atmosphere, which is trickling down and spreading everywhere. We're talking stuff which is really small. We're going to get into that in a sec. So, how does this get into the atmosphere? Well, for one, inside aeroplanes, we can see all of these tanks wired up, etc. Now, there is people that say all these are weighted tanks which can be changed. So when they test a plane, when they built it, it's going to be okay. My reasoning behind that's bullshit is because the amount of effort it takes to install all of this, to have all of the cabinets and everything plumbed in, is such a massive, huge engineering feat. So when they do a few tests, they literally take all of this out and put seats in there. I really don't believe that to be the case. So these are little glimpses of inside the planes, like this one, for example. You can't say that this is ballast to represent people sitting down on a plane. These are huge chemical tanks, and you can see the outlet valves going to the wings, spraying all of this stuff everywhere. Yep. Nothing to see here. No. What you're seeing here is just a conspiracy theory. This isn't real at all. Of course it's real, and it's happening everywhere. You've only got to look into the skies to see that this is not water, which they are trying their best to make us all believe. Okay. In fact, if I can find it, there is a really good picture to illustrate just exactly what I'm talking about here. So I'd like to draw your attention to this photograph. When you consider the amount of technology, equipment, and expertise, and a hell of a lot of time that's gone into what you can see in this picture, I can tell you I've worked in the avionics industry for 10 years. 10 years, most of it military. And I'm looking at this installation. If this plane was empty and they installed this, this is going to cost hundreds of thousands of pounds, maybe millions, to get this kit and equipment in there, all set up, installed, tested, calibrated, signed off, just for a test flight, only to land and say, yep, it's fine, take it all out, put some seats in there. If you really believe that to be the case, I don't think there's much more I can do to lead you into researching further, because this is what the powers that be are saying. Oh, no, they're just ballast tanks, they're just weights, they test the flight, and when the flight's landed and it's okay, they take them out and put seats in. Yep, look at that screen. I think that is 100% pure organic bullshit right there. Absolutely. So we're going to go into HAARP. We've already talked about HAARP before, okay? So when you start to see this going on in the skies. It's been like that for ages, but what are we starting to see now? We're starting to see things like this. They've termed it mackerel sky. In fact, the BBC and indeed the Met Office are trying to convince us that this is a natural phenomena. Look how flat, look how square and straight that is. Does that look natural to you? And growing up in UK as a kid, I never saw stuff like this. It's complete sideshow bullshit from what's absolutely going on. Okay, now I'm going to share something with you now, and I do believe that all of this weather modification, chemical trails, the chemicals, the viruses which are being sprayed up there, they are saying that it's designed to block the sun because the planet's heating up, and we don't want all those ice caps melting and letting us all go underwater. Well, the sea level hasn't changed in the last 300 years. Yet they've been telling us about climate is changing since the 50s. Do you live on the coast? Are you underwater? No, but this is what they're trying to say. I am not making this up. This is what they're saying. So when I say HARP, there's one in Wales. Did you know that? We've all heard the one in Alaska, but there are more, and we're going to get into that real shortly, because absolutely this energy facility is absolutely altering all of these particles and technology like smart dust and everything else up into the atmosphere, causing all sorts of really strange stuff. Who remembers seeing the Northern Lights recently in places around the world which we wouldn't normally see them? Do you think there is any coincidences that when those events were happening at the same time, HARP facilities were activated? You can check it out for yourself. You can go onto the HARP's own websites to see the dates and the times when they were operational. And it lines in exactly to when loads of people were sharing pictures on social media about the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. Okay. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. So HARP in Wales. I am not joking. I'm not making this up. And you can check this out for yourself. In fact, I actively encourage anyone who thinks I'm making this up to go and look into it yourself. Because believe me, I get trolls all the time saying, oh, you're making it up. You can't back up this. Where's your evidence? Well, I'm presenting all the evidence. Go away and look at it yourself and then come back. Then we can talk. So if you want to throw your toys at the pram now, you're just making yourself look a dick. That's fine by me. So here we go. The National Library of Wales. You can type this in, and the file we're looking at is A142, a HARP project which was set up in 1994. As we scroll down, I've highlighted it. It was the creation, 1994. This facility in Wales was set up. Okay. The High Frequency Active Auroral Research Project. This is not the only one on the planet. Now, you may be in for a shock because I'm going to present something in the next 5 or 10 minutes, which is mind-blowing. Okay, so you're more than willing to go into the National Library of Wales. The information you're going to need is A142. That's the reference code. And you need to use this number. They use the virtuous system. So the control number is V Tango Lima Sierra 004504073. That is the code that you need to pull up this information. Okay. And we need to look at this. Here we are. I'm not making this up. This is in Wales. This is in UK. To my knowledge, this is the only HARP facility in Wales. And I'm going to be endeavouring to go there at some point to film. And no doubt I am expecting an arrival from the police within 5 minutes. Okay. So if you're in the UK and you're seeing some violence, someone being stabbed, and you phone the police, I guarantee you they won't be there in 5 minutes. But when I go there, I guarantee you within 5 minutes, the police will arrive to question me, and I'm going to film it. So what are we talking about? The NERC, okay, the MST radar facility near Aberystwyth, right on the west coast of Wales, okay? But they try to screw you over, right? They have this as a location. So longs and lats, if you are particular with geo coordinates, this, if you type this in, there's nothing there. So straight away, they can't even get this right, or they've done this on purpose because they don't want people finding where this facility is. Because, boys and girls, the word is getting out. People are waking up. So as we go through deep diving into this facility, Capel Dewi, the field station. Here is the array set up there, which we're going to look at in a sec. And we've got some mobile units, and it's all an atmospheric science group, radar facility, etc., etc., etc. Okay. There's all sorts of information on here. Be aware, though, that this site is not secure. casmanchester.ac.uk, the Centre for Atmospheric Science. All right, I'm not making this up. All right, let me just make sure that I'm doing this. Yes, right. Now we are going to show you the truth about this. Okay, now I'm going to talk you through this because there are some key points to note here. All right, and I'm going to share my thoughts on this. So if you type in the coordinates, okay, which I'm going to expose shortly. So what are we looking at then? An average rural lane in Wales. Anyone who lives in Wales or has been there, this is quite typical, okay? You always have well-maintained roads and well-maintained hedges. Look how neat and tidy these hedges are, okay? So we're going to go for a little bimble down this lane. Now I want you to notice anything here. Can you see all these grey lines? But look at the hedges on this side. Nice and clean on this side. Okay. Now when you get to the facility, look at it, the hedges are clean. As soon as it gets to the facility, they're all left to be overgrown. Look on this side, they're all tidy. Okay. Nice and tidy. Now look at this side. All of the hedges are overgrown. And you can tell where they've been trimmed. As soon as we get to the site, it's all left to be overgrown. They don't want people snooping around and looking in there. But this appears to be small in comparison to Alaska. But what I'm going to show you shortly is going to be mind-blowing. This is one of the most important points on the planet for all of this HARP stuff. You think I'm joking? I'm going to show you in a minute. So hold tight. Again, all overgrown, okay? All the way along there, you can just about see all the way along the top there, all of these arrays, antennas, okay? So we're going to keep going. It's quite a big site when you look at it. We've been going for quite a while down this road already. It goes all the way back around that bend. But here we are. Here is the entrance. It doesn't look much to look at. They're trying to keep it low key. Here are the antennas. How many are there? There are lots there. There is a lot. And most of it you can't see because it's hidden behind all of the hedges going right up to there. It's a huge, massive site. It's absolutely huge. So when you look at all of these antenna beams, all in a grid formation, when they all work exactly the same time, they are connected. And when they are connected, we're talking around 1 billion watts of energy fired right up into the ionosphere, which can be bounced to satellites anywhere on the planet to heat and to cool anywhere. It's an amazingly strong technology, okay? I'd like to draw your attention to this. Look at this fence. That is designed to keep people out, okay? And they put a massive, great big thumping hedge along there as well, okay? The security doesn't really look all that. I can't see any cameras there, but I don't know. I can't tell you when this was done. This was in 2021. Okay, this is when the image was captured. Now, I would guess or assume that there's more security around this. Why? Because more people are asking questions. More people are waking up. So the only way to find out is to go there in person and record and share, because this needs to be talked about, boys and girls. One of the main reasons why our weather in the UK has been so crap, especially for the last few years, is mainly down to places like this, hidden in the middle of nowhere in Wales. Look at it. There's nothing for miles, really. Unsuspecting, but that's the truth. Okay. So I'm going to reveal the exact coordinates for that site right now, so you guys can check it out all by yourself. Here we have it right here. 52 degrees, 25,28.0 north, 4 degrees 00, 19.1 west. That is the location right here. And all we've done is we went along this road and we stopped here and looked into what we could see. This is the size of the site. It's massive. Okay. And there was the gate and there was the road, etc. And when you zoom out, you can see it's just surrounded by green. Okay, really tucked out of the way. It's not even on the main road. Okay, it's on a tiny little road, and I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Afon Petiel, whatever that is, but it's off of this road, the A4159. These are the coordinates up here. Okay, so if you can screenshot this, where the blue is on the top left, zoom in, those are the coordinates. Okay, or you can see them a bit bigger here. It's the same thing. That will put you bang middle of the array facility. Okay, right, so that's done. We got so much to get through. Excuse me. Well, that's pretty good. 1,242 people in the chat. If you can please share it. Facebook and WhatsApp, really get this out there, because we need people to start researching now. There's me and many others, but we need more. We need more people involved in this. So what happens when the HARP facility is operational? What happens to the clouds? What happens to the chemtrails that they are spraying everywhere? What are we seeing in the skies? Strange formations. We've all seen weird things like this, haven't we? I've seen it with my own eyes. This just does not look normal. I've never seen anything like this when I was a young man. Never. Yet now people are taking photographs. I mean, look at it. There's no way that you can think that this is a natural phenomenon. Look at it. Frequency ripples. Okay, this is a classic example. Can you see the ripples there? Now we're going to show something really, really interesting in a bit. Okay, I am not joking. Yeah, because it's all connected. Okay, now like I said, for more information about how to protect yourself from this crap, it's really not good stuff. Okay, it's just phenomenal. You could look at hours for these pictures. Look at this. Does this look normal to you? Are these things normal? There's the one in Alaska. It's huge. But like I said, the HARP facilities around the world, I want you to look at this and look what's right in the middle. Exactly where we've just shown. HARP in the UK. The UK HARP is the central point for all of these facilities around the world to connect and link to. The combined power from all of these heart facilities around the world is truly phenomenal. It is way more powerful than we can comprehend. This is absolutely insane. Alaska, Area 51, Peru, Brazil, Puerto Rico, Long Island, Wales, Norway, Russia, China, India, Australia, and Japan, all linked together. And like I said, look in the middle. Look where all of them are linked to. Wales. And that's exactly where we just went to. That's why I felt it was important to share that location so people can check it out. We need people to check this out. This is urgent because the stuff which we are seeing is getting more and more and more. The atmosphere now is beginning to look pretty dire, to be fair. Okay. And we've got a very short video. Who remembers me talking about the CFR? The Council of Foreign Relations. George Soros cut his teeth there. Okay. Listen to this. They are not denying this anymore.
Another example is the array of technologies, often referred to collectively as geoengineering, that potentially could help reverse the warming effects of global climate change. One that has gained my personal attention is stratospheric aerosol injection, or SAI, a method of seeding the stratosphere with particles that can help reflect the sun's heat in much the same way that volcanic eruptions do. An SAI program could limit global temperature increases, reducing some risks associated with higher temperatures and providing the world economy additional time to transition from fossil fuels. This process is also relatively inexpensive. The National Research Council estimates that a fully deployed SAI program would cost about $10 billion yearly. As promising as it may be, moving forward on SAI would also raise a number of challenges for our government and for the international community.
$10 billion annually. $10 billion. So if they didn't do that, how far would that go for our hospitals, our schools, our police, everything else? Crazy. Absolute mind-blowing crazy. Now here is a short video of a 747 spraying. It's unbelievable. Now if you're wearing headphones or anything like that, you've got a warning now to turn the volume down a bit because the volume on this video is very, very loud. Okay, this was filmed inside an aircraft, in front of an aircraft which is actually spraying live in flight. So please turn your volume down a bit now. You've been warned. Shocking. Unbelievable the stuff that they're bloody doing up there. Right. Now, when I said about the HARP stuff and the frequencies and everything else, wow. It's hard to explain. Some of you may have seen this before, but if anyone knows anything about Nikola Tesla, when he said the answer lies in frequency and numbers. Okay, I want to show you something here which I'm going to talk over, which is very interesting. Some of you may have seen it, many of you probably haven't. The power of frequency, of what it can do, i.e. what they are doing to our atmosphere with these HARP facilities. Here's some basic experiments with frequency. Fascinating stuff. So this is a guy who's done a YouTube video and is rigged up some frequency device to his water supply. And what you're going to see defies logic. See, 24 hertz. Look at the water. Look what it does. That is not fancy editing. That is a sine wave of 24 hertz put in front of running water. And when you adjust the frequency, you adjust the pattern. This video went pretty viral. It's had millions of views because people just can't believe what they're seeing. You can absolutely do this sort of stuff. This sort of stuff's been hidden. Do you see this at schools? Was your child taught this? Probably not. Just imagine if they were. The amount of stuff that you can do with frequency is unbelievable. Now, they've changed it to this. How crazy is that? So when you look at this sort of technology on a massive scale, we're talking 1 billion watts up into the atmosphere, the ionosphere. That is an insane amount of radio waves. But look at what the frequency does to the water. That should be running straight. You alter the frequency, you alter the dimension. That's how crazy technology is. And you can make it appear to go backwards. If you think I'm joking, watch this. 23 hertz, and he's just reversed the polarity. Look at that. What you are seeing is frequency at play. And I'm trying to sort of get the point over of what frequency can do, especially when you're talking about aluminium, barium, viruses, graphene, all of those things in the atmosphere. Can you imagine that fully charged? Can you imagine it? Not only that, you can do more with frequency. Now, some of you have seen this before. Vibrate a metal plate using a tone generator. Most guys in electronics will understand this. When you change the pitch of the frequency of all of the granules in the sand, watch what happens. We're looking at geometric shapes. These are all universal with frequency and the law of numbers. You can see the Hertz frequency range at the bottom left of your screen. And the higher the frequency goes, the more bonkers the symmetry gets, the more complex. But every single thing is purely symmetrical, governed by the laws of frequency, numbers, and the universe. This is the sort of stuff which they are blowing right up to the ionosphere and altering all of these micro semiconductors, smart dust. All of these things are real. They've been talked about for over 15 years now. And here we are. This stuff is happening. 100% happening. But keep an eye on the bottom left corner. The frequency is getting higher. 1940 hertz. Okay. So basically we're looking at 2 gigahertz, I would say. 2.3 gigahertz. 2.4, which is 4G on our phones. This is 2.7 hertz. Okay. You can see it's getting higher and higher and more complex. 3.4 gigs, 3.8 gig, 4 gigahertz. Like I said, these signals are getting more and more intelligent, more and more higher, more and more powerful as they go through the octave range with sine. 5.1 gigahertz. It's absolutely insane what's going on. So that is just a very short experiment, okay? I have to go through the list. Right, so now we are going to show about graphene. Okay. Some of us heard a bit about graphene during 2020 when it was rolling out you know what. Graphene converts electronic signals with frequencies in the gigahertz range extremely efficiently into signals with several times higher frequency. Okay, so this is graphene. Right, next slide, please. So when we looked at the frequency range there, look at this. 5G frequency, 450 hertz up to 6 gigahertz. So that is the operational range of the 5G network. Okay, there it is in black and white, simple. Okay, I believe my mate Richard done a video earlier about 5G masts and towers going up even more than before. This is happening. Lots of people I've debated about 5G. Barry Trower is a very, very good person to look into. Barry Trower. Trower. Barry Trower. That guy, the amount of research, unbelievable. So, we looked at the graphene. Some of you have seen this, some of you haven't. We're just going to show it real quick. This is what happens when you have a phone signal and you make a call and you activate this phone, and around it a frequency is set off. This is just a pile of graphene next to it. Now I want you to watch what the graphene does when the guy turns his phone on to make a phone call. It's moving around. So when you hear that graphene is in the atmosphere, some people decided to get that put into them in 2020. And when frequency makes contact with that, who would like that inside their bodies moving around as soon as they go near a phone? 5G, Wi-Fi signals, 4G signals. That looks like a complete nightmare. And why would you want that anywhere near you? It's frightening, to be fair. So that graphene, apparently what we are being told publicly, this is relatively new technology. Even though we've been using it in pencils since the 1800s, they have now found that this can be linking with radio signals. You've only got to activate the device and it will move. Creepy as hell. Now this stuff is so small, down to the micron level, you just can't see it. But they're spraying stuff like this all over the place. It's absolutely obscene. Oh God, that's creeping me out. I've got to stop that. Don't like seeing that myself. We got 1,400 in the chat. Thank you if you can share this on WhatsApp and Facebook. I would seriously appreciate that, because I've had 2 videos banned and 3 demonetized so far because they don't like people talking and sharing this stuff. So you can share it. More people get to see it. Good, because all I want is people to research. The more people we got researching, the more answers we can come up with, because our numbers are growing and they are not going to stop us. They're trying to stop me cutting off funding, etc. But we're keeping going. The messages are getting out there. So thanks to you who is sharing this information. It's seriously, seriously good. Now, what I said on this morning's live stream, but I didn't show it, but we're going to show it now. ADSB Exchange enables you to track aircraft. Okay, so at the moment, this is the commercial flights in and around the United Kingdom airspace. Right, so if you click onto you, it will only show military aircraft. Okay, an A332, that would be Airbus. We got H64, so we know what that means, Apache, and that's a Heli Bedford. Yep, H47. So minimal of what's going on in the UK. We got a C295 currently over Dublin. But here's the thing, okay? When we put onto this and looking at the research on that website we looked into earlier, that the altitudes which they believe to be spraying is between 15,000 and I would say 25,000. Okay, so you can do that, and what you will do is filter out all of the planes which are not currently at that altitude. Sorry, forgot a 0. There we go. So these potentially, with these altitude window filtered in, these could be spraying chemtrails. But what we are being led to believe, that the planes that are spraying are not having their ID tags shared publicly on radar internet. Okay, so this is a fascinating website. It's really, really good. I use it on my phone, and it's called globe.adsb ADSBExchange.com. It's a really, really, really cool website. ADSB Exchange. Just remember that, put it in. It's not an app. You can just go online anywhere and you can look at it live, all right? And there's no military. But I bet you any money they have a spraying. Now, a good opportunity, if you've got time on your hands, is to do this with that sort of altitude, okay? Do that around 5 o'clock in the morning to about 9 o'clock in the morning, if you've got time. And when you see planes going overhead, you can come onto here and then you can look. And if you see that there's no plane in the area where you're looking at a plane with your real eyes, you know that there's something fishy going on. And this is the sort of intel that we're coming up with, okay? They are just live flight radars. You can check that for yourself. Ha ha ha. Our friend Bill. Should we go and see what Bill's been up to? Okay. Here we are. A Bill Gates venture aims to spray dust into the atmosphere to block out the sun. But be under no illusion, this was done in 2021. Okay. This isn't a recent thing. And whilst I remember, I'd like to apologize for a video I done the other day. Some of the videos that I shown weren't current. I think one was 2022 and one was 2023. And I think there was two. I think the rest of them are current. So apologies for showing you information which was out of date. It's one of the things I'm pretty sure you guys who are researching, you come up against this as much as I do, okay? Someone shares you information, you look at it, only to find it's years out of date, okay? It's easily done. So this is what Mr. Bill Gates is, look at this, development of sun dimming technology that would potentially reflect sunlight out of Earth's atmosphere, triggering a global cooling effect. The stratospheric controlled perturbation experiment, that one there, launched by Harvard University scientists. Yeah, university, great job, guys, well done. Thanks for that. Yeah, trying to bounce the sunlight away from the Earth. Okay, this is how screwed and crazy these people are. I don't think they realize that they're going to need sunlight as well. So by blocking it all out, are they that thick that they don't realize that they're going to suffer too, along with all of us? It's crazy. Now, someone said to me earlier that when it rains and it collects with all of these particles and all these bad bits, and it falls down and it goes into our streams, our rivers, our water collection devices, etc. Okay. Now, I've done a prepper meet recently where I went over a free demonstration talking about how to clean water. All right. The last thing you're going to want to do is to drink tap water that hasn't been filtered. The amount of crap that they are finding in tap water now is astonishing. A few years ago, I think it was 2020 or 2021, I purchased a metal, about £100 secondhand, a water distiller. Okay, so when I use my tap water, fill it up and I run it through the system and it come out pure water in a big glass bowl. The stuff that was left was absolutely astonishing. I did have some photographs a long time ago about it. God knows where they are now, but it was disgusting. It was like really bad teeth that's got plaque on them, and they scrape it all off and it just looks like a furred up limescale kettle. It was horrendous. And the colors were black and brown and gray and green. It was unbelievable. Okay. So someone said to me, how do I make sure that my water is all clean, etc.? Well, there is, luckily, I've received this and I've been doing some trials and tests of it. And I'm going to be doing a video on it soon, because from what I've found so far, this is amazing. This thing here is one of the only water filters that are made in the United Kingdom. This isn't no cheap Chinese crap, okay? These filter 5,000 litres of water, and yes, it will remove aluminium and all viruses and cysts, etc. You can also get these filters, which are vacuum sealed, and they will be good for a minimum of 10 years. Okay, so no matter where you are, I know some of my guys who watch the videos are van lifers, and they said to me, how do I get to purify my water? Because I can't keep carrying around bottled water all the time. It's expensive, etc. Things like these, it works out at less than 1 pence a litre to have clean, safe drinking water anywhere you go. And like I say, it filters out all of that crap. And if you wanted to, there's links below this video. At the moment, for the first 2 weeks of July, there's 10% off of anything in that range. And furthermore, there's another 10% off, which you can get right now. And that runs out at the end of August. So if you go to the link below with the water filters, etc., okay, if you do it during the first 2 weeks of July, you're going to save 20% off. You won't get any bigger discount anywhere with those sorts of water filters, because I know some of my friends who van life, they do get worried about all of this crap that's in the atmosphere now, which is coming down into our water supply and everything else. So what was I saying about the bad chemicals? Now, during the tests, which we saw in that video earlier, when it was flying up and I was showing the screenshots, when they've done their test, what they found was, now this is important, aluminium oxide, barium sulfate, graphene, nano smart dust, strontium, polymer fibers, silk nanofibers, and viral fibers. The viral fibers, which I talked about, which was patented in 2005, which we saw earlier, these are the things when they analyzed the results of what was in the samples that they took. And this was up in the atmosphere. This stuff is coming down, it's landing on our trees, on our fruit trees, on our vegetables, on the grass, where cows and lamb graze on. It goes into their system, and we get a steak, we get a lamb chop, we eat it. We are consuming all of this like secondhand. Okay, so it may not seem a lot, but when you talk about accumulative, so we're talking over time. Okay, so if you're eating beef and lamb and chicken and pork and all the rest of it on a regular basis, and even if you're growing your own food, it's getting this stuff in it. Now, I've noticed this doing wild camps all over the UK for the last 10, 15 years or so. When spring comes and you look at all the leaves and the trees, they look beautiful. They're young, they're small, they're vibrant, they're fresh. And as we go through summer, they almost look like they're beginning to die. There's like burn spore marks on them, mold. It's horrendous. Now, any of you guys who spend time outdoors absolutely know what I'm talking about here. And this is all down to what is coming out of the sky. Don't forget, this stuff falls as dust. And when it mixes with moisture, droplets, i.e. rain or showers or water, it sinks in, lands, and it does its damage. This is literally attacking everything. And like I say, in a minute, not long now, I'm going to reveal to you the stuff that you can do to make sure that this does not affect you. This stuff works and it's inexpensive. Okay, I'm not joking you. And who knows about when they feed pets? If you've got a dog, a cat, or whatever it is, and you get your bowl and you run it under the tap and you put it down there, the dog will go up to it and like, don't like that. Yet, if you've got your dog bowl and you put it outside and it rained, they're more likely to drink the rainwater. Why? Because they can't smell all of the treatment crap which tap water has. But when you look at aluminium, barium, and other things, they haven't really got any smell to them. See, animals can't smell it, and they would gladly drink rainwater without knowing that it's got all this crap in there. Stuff needs to be filtered if it's going inside bodies. That's the basic thing. It sounds unbelievable, but that's where we are now with this crap that they're spraying up there. All right, it's a nightmare, because don't forget, animals, they got a way bigger sense of smell more than we have. Like I said in a live stream I've done the other night, when I stopped drinking tap water since 2006, when I go anywhere near tap water now, it smells like someone's holding a pint of bleach there. That's how attuned you become when you stop drinking that shit. And most of the tap water in the UK apparently has been fluoridated. Yeah, you love consuming fluoride. You know what that does to your pineal gland? Do you know what that does to the body over a prolonged period of time systematically. It happens. It's a bloody nightmare. So now we're at the end of the video. We're going to talk about the things that you can do to protect yourself from all of this stuff. So 1,388. Well done for staying to the end. If you're watching the replay, cool. We're looking at 1 hour and 5 minutes. If someone could put that in the comment section, this is the shortcut to get to the fix to help. All right. So we're looking at metallic detox and food. Okay. So things that we need to be adding to our diet. If you've got a pen and paper ready, kudos to you. If you've got a good memory, fantastic. So if you've got a few minutes or so to go and grab a pen and a bit of paper, or you can remember the time in this video and you can come back to it, then I advise that you write this down. Okay. Beetroot. Beetroot is incredible. Okay. It's high in vitamin B3, B6, vitamin C. It's got magnesium, zinc, and iron, the good metals, not the heavy metals. Okay. Broccoli. Now, broccoli is amazing as it is, but you can really ramp up your game if any of you guys know about microgreens. So you look at the tiny little sprouts of microgreens of broccoli. That stuff far outweighs the traditional broccoli flower. And broccoli is a flower, okay? Kale. Black kale, Calvo Nero, in my opinion, is far more better than curly kale. It's darker, it's stronger. It's right up there with spinach. It is unbelievable. So we're talking leafy greens. In America, they call it something else. They're weird out there. Celery, very good. Sprouts, the Christmas dinner fart pellets. You know what I'm talking about. Spinach. Now, if any of you guys have done the vegan thing, I tried it for 4 years. And when people are not vegans, they usually never done it themselves. So I believe don't knock it till you try it. Some of the stuff that I took from when I was a vegan is very interesting. Now, flax seeds, very important. Flax seeds. Hemp seeds. And yes, you can grow them. You know what I'm talking about. Chia seeds. Garlic. Garlic is a no-brainer. Okay. So as I go through this list, you're going to probably start to conclude the meals that you can cook with these ingredients. Okay. Lemons. Coriander. In America, do you know what they call it? They call it cilantro. What the hell? Why can't you Americans just call it coriander? You say you speak English, but you don't. Where the friggin' hell is cilantro from? Even the Italians don't call it that. Cilantro. What the hell are you saying, huh? Come on now. Mamma mia. Coriander. Coriander is fantastic. Okay. Blueberries. Now, if you grow your own blueberries, you will categorically concur that the flavor is off the charts compared to the crap you get in supermarkets. If you buy blueberries from Peru, etc., they are nothing like what you can grow yourself. I'm telling you, the flavor, if you grow your own blueberries, is insane. If you can find anywhere local that grows blueberries, get them. You won't believe the difference. When you get blueberries from the supermarket, they basically taste of nothing. When you get them from fresh, it's nuts. It is a powerful, strong antioxidant berry. Blueberries, incredible. Turmeric, very important. Cabbage, radish. Lots of people are having salads, so radishes are really good. Ginger, seaweed, green teas. Some of you like to drink a green tea. Don't go dumping loads of milk in it. Just have a green tea. Now, apples are very important as well. There is this powder which you can buy online. Chlorella. It's spelled C-H-L-O-R-E-L-L-A. Chlorella. And one of my own personal favorites, which I'm going to be doing tomorrow after looking into this. This absolutely works, okay? It's activated charcoal, all right? Activated charcoal. That stuff is incredible. You want 1 or 2 of those tablets every day for a month or something like that. And what it would do is all of the heavy metals which are in your body right now, it will go around and these heavy metals will literally stick to them bits like a magnet. And when you go to the toilet, it's just going to be pulled out of you. All you're doing is you are detoxing yourself through the liver. All right. If I remember, I had that written down somewhere. I did have it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. I already had it. 95% of aluminium is extracted through the kidney. Okay, so when you look at all of those things which I just mentioned, all of those will absolutely 100% help get 95% of all of that chemtrail shit out of your body. Okay, all the time that's in your body and you're accumulating more. If you don't eat those things which I just said, it's going to be an accumulative effect inside your body. And what's going to happen? The reason why this video is urgent, the reason why we need to start preparing now is because when September comes and they start unrolling this pandemic again, the real one, our immune system is going to be shit. Why? Because of the chemtrails they're spraying in the sky. Our vitamin D levels are at an all-time low. We need to detox all of this shit out of our bodies and look into boosting our immune system. Now, if you want to, let me know in the comment section and I'll do a video just upon a drink which I take every flu season between September to say April. Okay, every day I drink this drink, and when I do, I don't get a single cold, not even a sniff, nothing. This drink which I formulated has taken me ages to research. It's got about 50 different herbs and spices mixed into this, into a powder. I steep it, I strain it. I have raw honey, I have ginger, lemon, and raw honey. That stuff is incredible. If you want me to do a video on that, let me know and I will. Okay, that's the sort of stuff that we need to start doing quite soon now. Okay, when we get our immune system fully operational by around September time, when they unleash this crap, we are not going to be a statistic like the people who think that all of this stuff they're spraying in the sky is just water. And they can bang on and on and on. They can spend a fortune spreading disinformation about that. But when they start to get sick, and my voice to them is, we try to help. We try to educate people. We try to share this information. That's why I ask all of you watching this, if you can share this on Facebook and WhatsApp, Telegram, Twitter, all of the rest of it, it really helps, okay? Because that list, I can hold it up. You might be able to screenshot it, okay? I'm going to do it sideways, just so I can get it into the screen. Right, where is it there? Right, hopefully that's going to be clear enough. So when you screenshot that, all you need to do is crop it, turn it around, zoom in, and you can either write your own list down or whatever it is, okay? But those things there will absolutely help you get this crap out of your body. Right, is there anything I've missed? Because this was quite in depth. I'm sorry, it was a bit of a rabbit hole, boys and girls. But yeah, it needed to be said. So, oh wow, you guys support me are fantastic, because like I said, shadow ban's real, and I don't know if this video will get banned. It probably won't, but the one I've done the other night nearly did. The two before that absolutely got banned. So thank you very much to Barbara, Glass Future Patchouli, Heidi, and Glass Future again. Thank you so much for helping the cause. Thank you very much to Ian, and thank you to, oh wow, Carl. Again, Carl McPhee, thank you very much indeed for helping the channel. I really appreciate it. If you can share the video, I'm not joking, I've said it before, I mean it, it really helps, because we need this information out there. We need massive teams of researchers looking into this. And anyone tries to tell you that all of this stuff they're spraying in the sky is just water and you're a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist, tell them from me, do one, we try to help. If you don't want to have to help, that's fine, it's what it is. Not everyone's going to make it. This is our team and we're doing our best. So I will see you tomorrow morning for a live stream. So make sure you've got your notifications switched to all notifications. Subscribe if you want to hear more of this stuff and many others of how we can prepare between now and the end of this year. There's a lot coming down the road, and we've not even talked about the Olympics yet. More info on that coming soon. So you guys take care. Thanks for watching and stay funky.